one of the qualities you could describe in a Tai Chi body or an internal arts body is instead of being this hard tightness, whether it's through muscular development and or tension, or undefined loose, it's like an underfilled balloon, water balloon, very gushy, but no form, amoeba-like. The Tai Chi body becomes very elastic, like a trampoline. So that might conjure up in your mind that that's something that's very vital. It's very alive, it's very vital. It doesn't matter how old you are. It can be in your 80s, 90s, and there's a vibrancy, elasticity. There is a open spaciousness within the body. The body becomes at once very, 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 very soft and supple, and at the same time, good yin-yang pairing, at the same time, elastic and firm might give the wrong idea. There's a tensile strength, a tensile quality to it. Very soft and very relaxed. So again, let's talk about this a little bit further. The normal body, the spectrum again, a blob on the couch, or hyperactivity in their mind and body, tight. Again, another example of to the far Western approach is the hard body is the term that they use. And they say they're ripped or defined striations. You can see the striations in the muscles. You can, the six-pack abs, that's the classic example. In Chinese medicine, that, for example, that end of the spectrum, which covers the ideal for a lot of Westerners, is too yang. Basically, they consider it as overly dehydrated. So that's too far that end. And of course, this could be too far to the other end where you're just a blob. So this is infusing the body with mind, awareness, and that becomes the body becomes, in responsive to that, more like energy, more like spirit. It's very light and buoyant. But because this is a path of upper and lower, yin and yang, body and spirit, the spirit evolves the body, and the body anchors the spirit. But again, what's quite interestingly practical, that makes real, tangible, physical changes in your body that make you a different creature. So fascia is one of the major awarenesses we start to work with. Moving away from the muscles, moving to connective tissues, tendons, ligaments, and ultimately fascia. So I'll talk about that for just a moment. The fascia is that white tissue that runs through the mass of the muscles. So the muscles we call the red tissue. Connective tissue is the white tissue. So in Tai Chi and Qigong, internal arts, we're working with developing, cultivating the white tissue. The fascia is, if you've ever cooked a piece of meat, chicken, or steak, it's that white film between the pieces of meat. That's the fascia. But the fascia exists throughout the entire body. It wraps every muscle. It wraps muscle fibers. It distinguishes between bone and tissue. It's everywhere. It is literally a web, often referred to as the fascial web. From the back of the heel, literally working through the whole body to the top of the crown, literally. The ancient Chinese, when they were studying the body and looking at, just like Western medicine does now, using corpses to studying dead bodies, to see inner workings and see how things are put together, and see the inner workings in there. They discovered that this fascia in very healthy people, people who are doing Tai Chi, especially, or very young people, fascia was very silk-like. So again, a refinedness. The red tissue, the muscles, the red meat is very coarse in a sense, gross in a sense. I don't mean in terms of a visual judgment. It's heavy and gross and coarse. Then a little finer is the tendons and ligaments. The fascia is even finer. In fact, fascia is considered the in-between energy and body. Fascia is considered the physicality, the physical manifestation of the energy pathways. So in a very healthy person, that fascia is white and gleaming and glistening. It's like physical light. Light physicalized. And the fascia is what we use and develop in the internal arts. The fascia not only is a connective tissue physically, and if you develop and stretch, engage, and develop the fascia, that's why and where you become very springy, like a trampoline. Also the connective tissue, tendons, and ligaments. That's part of it as well. But the fascia system is the trampoline, it's the hammock that you can rest in. The hammock that you can rest in, and the hammock that you can bounce out of into any activity that you're doing. So the elasticity is made by emphasizing, developing, and changing, transmuting tendons, ligaments, and fascia. So the fascia, again, is considered the middle ground between energy and physical body. So the fascia is considered the super highway for chi flow. Just on that note, muscles are, talked about muscles more crude or gross, denser. Muscles are not good conduits of the chi. They're insulators. That's why people get tired very quickly when they do muscular exercise. Muscles are extremely thirsty, hungry, and greedy in terms of fuel, in terms of glucose and chi. They're very energy intensive. Where the fascia is much more refined, has a higher level of energy source. So the muscles are like a big diesel truck. And the smell that comes off that diesel truck, the byproducts, it's very dirty energy. It's powerful, but doesn't have very good mileage, gasoline or any type of petroleum. Powerful, explosive, get a lot of power out of it. But it's also, it burns very dirty. It's not refined, it burns very dirty. And it has very low mileage. It sucks up that gasoline. That's muscle power. That's on the level of muscle technology. Going to the inner system, the fascia, is like going to electric energy. So moving from combustion technology, petroleum fuel source-based technology, to electric technology. It's cleaner, it's more refined. It takes a long time. Remember, even now, electric energy hasn't quite usurped petroleum-based energy. They're still developing the efficiency of tapping into it, accessing it, and using it. But it's happening, it will happen. Till eventually they have power generators, power engines, power batteries that will be more powerful, more potent than gasoline engines. Just a matter of the technology refining. It's the same in our process, and why most people won't go from the external styles to the internal styles, because it's too hard and long. It takes a long time to leave behind the old crude technology. First of all, because the old crude technology works, you can get things done. It's very powerful, but a huge price. It's very dirty, very toxic, and just, again, very primitive. But it works, and you can feel it working, so it's very entrancing, addictive. As you leave that behind, you're in between technologies. You're not good at this, you're not good at that. And that's kind of how we are in the world in terms of green energy. We've got green energy technology, but it's not really developed yet. It's not in its heyday. And so we're kind of in between. When you move from normal stuff, normal people stuff, how you hold yourself, how you breathe, how you feel your body, how you probably don't feel your body, how you move with your body, how you use your body, how you be in your body, how you relate to your energy. That's all deep mining to discover a different technology. But when you discover this new technology, it's feeble and weak. Imagine when, again, green energy first came out, the solar panels, they weren't very efficient at all. They're much better now, and they'll get much better in the future. So you're moving from what most people don't know as a very crude and inefficient technology, muscles, to a much more refined internal technology that most people don't know about. And even if they do know about it, it's difficult to sense at first. It's a long process. And where's the payoff? I'd rather just get in the gasoline car and go to the corner store, and I'll wait until electric power is so easy. I just have to push a button and it's all done for me. It's much easier just to jump in the car and go. But the technology is completely different. The fascia system is extremely efficient. It's like laser fibers. The fascia system, a pretty good analogy I would say, is laser fibers. Now, laser fibers are much more efficient, refined, subtle, refined avenue, passageway for your mind, for your chi, for your intention, for your life impulses, much more refined. And that's where we're going to with fascia.